Do you want to know how you can start implementing AI into your business like right away? So I was giving a talk at ERMA risk event just the other day. And one of the questions I got asked on stage was exactly this. How can I actually start implementing AI into my business when I'm a large organization? Like we need to get our toes wet, right? So this is what I think. The best place to start is just low hanging fruit, right? This allows any stakeholders to get used to the idea to implementing AI to solve problems in the existing work flow of the workplace. You definitely want to start with things that are small and easily to implement, that don't cost a lot, so that it's not going to take a lot of internal dev support and resource or external cost. Now, I think the best way to do this is building a bot for your customer service team. You could take any of your sales documentation, product information, any piece of information that is about the service, customer facing SOPs that you have, basically every single piece of information relating to a question a customer may ask, put that into your training. What this chatbot does, because it's got access to all of this information, it's going to add a lot of value to the CS team. Just a lot more lower effort than building searchable information. It's just a lot easier. So there's a couple of ways that you can implement this. There are simple paid services like Chatbase. You can go that extra step and start to build some custom GPTs, ChatGPT, AWS Bedrock, for instance, or you could go that extra step and build it yourself. The value that this is going to provide is instantly all of the CS team have up to date information that they can then use to answer questions that are inbound. They get instant access to answers so that time to respond is much, much lower. It allows a basic lower level CS person to now not have to escalate tickets to get technical support. That they have instant access to all of the technical documentation of the product. They can now respond back much more helpful. And it reduces that ticket time, which is really essential, makes a much happier customer. The costs are going to range on this. You can use a service like Chatbase, which is very, very basic. It's like $10 a month, and you can keep that internal. There may be a data privacy issue to take into account with that one. You can take a next step and use low code options, Zapier, which will then allow you to have a bot that can access a searchable database. Still quite affordable, sub $100 once you add a couple of services together. Or you could go that next step, develop something in-house. You could use a service like Bedrock for the chatbot, and then Kendra service to do the database. Kendra can be around $1,500 a month, give or take, and Bedrock is very affordable option. If you were going to roll this out to a large CS team, I would say something like Bedrock and Kendra is a good place to start, especially if you're already in the AWS ecosystem. Now, of course, what's the value on this? Where's the return? The ROI on something like this is how can we implement AI with a measurable outcome that can be used to then take on to something higher? It will give you a noted reduction in that closing of the ticket time. So CS and support will increase their measurable outcomes. The CS team themselves are going to be happier. So you could measure lowering of stress and a higher morale, just simple, pre implementation, post implementation, and get a report on that. So that better retention of staff is a good ROI. And of course, because they will be closing tickets quicker, they will be able to take more information from the customer input, convert that into an actual question internally, and have a response much, much more tailored to that particular customer's problem and solve it faster. You're going to result in a higher NPS. So it's definitely worth looking into if it's something that you want to do. This is a great way of getting started.